Another thing that is quite useful is what's called a skills benefit statement. I can so that. Sometimes we have to draw the line for the interview panel on how what we did in another job relates to the job we're interviewing for. I can so that, or I have so that. I can use business process improvement techniques to identify bottlenecks in work process, so I'll be able to improve productivity quickly. I have used many different kinds of software, including various software to handle travel vouchers. So I am confident that I'll be able to use your travel software with no problem. I can so that. And this actually gets back to a question where the question was, what if I've done something analogous but not identical? Here's a great way to draw that connection for the folks that are listening. I have a lot of experience analyzing, evaluating, and applying regulations related to livestock. So I have no doubt that I can use those same skills and apply, evaluate, analyze regulations related to wildlife. Drawing that connection for people. So everybody should think about what skills are you bringing to that job you're applying, you're interviewing for, and come up with a couple of skills benefit statements to have in your repertoire when needed. Now, we also need to talk about figuring out what questions they're going to ask and preparing for individual questions. I hope you have kept copies of the job postings and questionnaires of the jobs you've applied for. And when someone calls you for an interview, the correct answer is not, what was that job again? What agency? You want to sound alert and interested in paying attention. And when you're called for an interview, first thing I want you to do is review the job posting and the questionnaire. And just like we identified keywords for your resume, I want us to identify keywords from the announcement so you can figure out what questions they're going to ask. So if the specialized experience is around creating presentations and educational materials, write that down, because the chances are you're going to be asked about it. If there are a bunch of questionnaire questions around your knowledge of NEPA, write that down. Or your knowledge of surveillance, write that down, because you are likely to be asked about those things. Nobody should be asking questions along the lines of, what kind of tree would you be if you could be a tree? No one should be asking you that kind of question. Everything should be job related, and everything that is job related is identified in the job posting and identified through the questionnaire. So after you've identified all those keywords, you should have a really pretty good idea of what the interview's focus is going to be. And once you know those keywords, you can start thinking about what kinds of questions are they going to ask. And you should be able to predict, that they're going to ask you questions about evaluating and applying regulations, or making educational materials, or conducting surveillance, or whatever keywords you have figured out from that posting.